Agrisure Artesian is a new technology, and we refer to it as a technology because it's not a individual GM trait. It's kind of a multi-prong approach that uses multiple genes and actually the favorable alleles within those genes that we've identified that help the plant manage through stressful times when inadequate moisture is available. And so it helps in various ways, all the way from root development to helping the plant maintain leaf tissue longer, preventing leaf scorching or reducing the amount of that, all the way through to late grain fill stages, helping give us more plump, bigger and deeper kernels. The thing that really makes Agrisure Artesian unique and different in the marketplace, and there's a lot of different approaches to managing drought stress, is that it's really a lot of tools, and collectively that whole toolbox and everything in it we're using for drought stress with the multi-gene approach. So we've got genes that help with early season stress. We've got genes that we've in their favorable alleles that we've identified help with late season stress, maybe more during grain fill, and various stages in between. And as complex as drought is, we feel strongly within Syngenta that one GM trait alone is not going to solve the problem, but one GM trait along with several other candidate genes that we've identified can be a really comprehensive approach. And long term, that's our strategy, is to continue the development of a GM trait, but also in conjunction with that, stacking that with potentially hybrids, Agrisure Artesian type of hybrids that also have other characteristics that help get us through that stress. So we set out a target several years ago when we started doing testing and bringing Agrisure Artesian to the marketplace, and we set a goal of a 15% yield recovery. And what that means is really, I mean, if you take simple math, for example, if your optimal yields for environment with adequate moisture is 160 bushels, and just like we've done in our managed stress environments where we had fully irrigated plots to compare to, and compare that to a stress situation without adequate moisture, say 80 bushels, there was 80 bushels lost in that situation. And what we're doing with 15% yield recovery is recovering 15% of that 80 bushels in this example. So that equates to 12 bushels with this. But obviously, with different levels of stresses and different bushels lost, that 12 bushels may be 10 or 5 or 20 in certain situations. But we've deemed 15% as the target. For anything that's going to carry the Agrisure Artesian name, it has to be able to meet those standards. So there will be a limited quantity of hybrids after that advancement phase, and limited units from that. And due to that, we will be focusing that in those areas that have predictable levels of stress from drought on a year-on-year basis. So yes, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas will be some of the first areas we start to launch this technology in.